Hello, and we are back for day 2 of the 2019 IPF World Junior Powerlifting Championships. We're here in Regina, Canada, and today we have the 66 kilo men. So we have the juniors and sub-juniors in the same flight. We're running one flight today. So everyone will do their first squat, then we'll have a 20-minute break, everyone will bench, another 20-minute break, and we'll move on to deadlifts. So we're just counting down the last few seconds. Just time to thank our sponsors, without whom we couldn't do any of this. Eleiko, providing the best platform equipment in the world. Uplift, connecting coaches and lifters around the world. And SPD Apparel, providing the best platform kit anywhere in the world. So, the bar is loaded and we are off. It's Shota Fudo opening the competition for us this morning. He's 16 years old in the sub-junior 66 kilo category. He's starting out at 160 kilos. Just taking time to set himself up properly. It must be nerve-wracking opening a day of the competition for such a young lifter. He's only been competing for 1 year. And that looked like a nice opener. You want to make your opener look easy. You want to get a bit of confidence, get that score on the board. He got that 2-1. One of the side referees indicating that he didn't quite hit the required depth. So if we watch that on the replay, yeah, it was a little bit borderline. It looked from the camera angle we had, which obviously isn't the same as the referee has. It looked like it was just in, but obviously we don't have the best view. So here we go with British lifter Ben Hartley. Ben lifts out of the legendary Horncastle Powerlifting Club, coached by Mark Giles, which I'm sure is a very familiar name to most people who know the equipped powerlifting scene. He's opening today at 180. And I can see he's coached today by another very familiar figure, former world champion Dean Bowring. Just taking a moment to set himself up nice and tight. Nice deep squat there. Very easy up. 3 white lights, that's a brilliant start for him. Just watching that again on the replay, he keeps his position very well, keeps his chest high, stays patient with it, and it comes up a treat. Next up we have Tanner Madison from the United States. He's opening today with 185 kilos, just a little bit over 400 pounds. USA. His current PB is 207.5. He's 18 years old, so this is his last year as a sub-junior.
Take your time. Settle, settle, settle. Squat. Tight.
And that looked like a very efficient squat. The weight gave him no trouble at all there. That's 2-1. One of the referees didn't like the depth. I think the referee on the opposite side to our side camera. So obviously it looks different on either side. People aren't perfectly symmetrical, so it may be that he's up on one side, down on the other side. Nikita Suvorov, also 18 years old, from Russia. He's opening at 202.5. These are currently all the sub-juniors. And that's nice and deep, and that's a lovely lift. Very impressive lifting from these young lifters. Equipped powerlifting is a real skill, and we're seeing some of the, you'd expect the top lifters at the World Championships. We see his form didn't break down at all. He kept his back tight, kept his position, and it came up very nicely. Next up, Brady Becker, 17 years old, and he's opening at 205. This is a fair way below his PB, so this shouldn't give him too much trouble. That looked like a nice lift. We're seeing a sea of green on our openers so far.
Next up with 210 kilos, Chinese Taipei. Juan Santiago to get ready.
Dips into depth very nicely there. UD Su from Chinese Taipei next.
Bar is loaded, 210 kilos, Yude Su, Chinese Taipei.
So it's worth pointing out that these are the sub-junior lifters. They're all 18 or under. The junior lifters are 23 and under. So this is a 66 kilo, 18-year-old young man opening his squat at 210 kilos. That's really some weight. Okay, the centre referee. The centre referee has asked him to replace the bar. He needs to lock his knees before he'll get the start command. But he's got plenty of time. It's a little bit panicky when you're asked to re-rack the bar, but the reality is you do have a fair bit of time to make your lift. Oh, and that was lovely. 3 white lights. I think he's got a lot of weight to come there. That was a very nice squat indeed. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes up 10 or 15 kilos on that. Juan Santiago from Mexico up next. He's right at the top of his age class, age 23.
Santiago, Mexico.
And he's the first out in the junior class. He's elected to have the racks in. Some lifters prefer that so that the weight plates don't clang on the rack as you step out. That's a very careful, controlled squat. Referees liked it too. 3 white lights. Now we have the last of our sub-juniors to come out to squat. Zhuan Chen from Chinese Taipei, 16 years old, and he's opening at 220 kilos. He's opening at 220 and his PB is 225. Training must have really gone well for this young lifter.
Chinese Taipei.
Here he comes. TC is just making sure he's finished wrapping his wrists before he comes out. The only item that you can adjust on the platform is your belt. Everything else must be sorted out before you come out. Now he's only got a hold of the bar with 30 odd seconds to go. That doesn't give him a lot of time if there was any problems, as we saw with the previous lifter where he has to replace the bar. Always best to get out there with as much time as you possibly can. Oh no! Oh dear. Now I wonder what happened there. It looked like it was just too heavy. So let's just watch the replay back. He kept his position well on the descent, and it just looked too heavy. You know, it's a big journey. There's a huge difference in time zones from Chinese Taipei, so I wonder if the journey and the travelling has affected him there, or maybe he's had a difficult weight cut. So, we are back into the juniors with Luke Homer. This is our first Canadian lifter of the competition. He competes raw as well. He competed recently at the Raw Classic in Sweden. and came third. $230 kilos on the bar. Taking his time. That was a nice smooth squat. Yeah, and he got 3 white lights for it. I think that must have been the very definition of just in. So it's a careful descent and just dips into depth and brings it up nicely. Hongyang Lin, another Chinese Taipei lifter, 21 years old. He took 4th place at this competition last year. I'm sure he'll be looking to move that up this year. $240 kilos on the bar. His squat PB is listed as 245, so he's opening quite close to his personal best. That was a very nice squat. Looked like he dipped well into depth there. Looked strong. I think he's got a fair bit more left in the tank. 2 more lifters still to come out to do their first squats. We have Yusuke Satake. Satake was the 59 kilo world champion last year, so he's gone up a weight class this year. Be interesting to see whether he can succeed as well at a weight class up. He's filled the weight class out already. He weighed in today at 65.42. I have a lot of Japanese lifters in the crowd showing their support. And he's opening his squat at 277.5. His PB is listed as 290.5, so I wonder whether that's a national record. Now he had a little pause there and he went a little bit further to hit depth. And he definitely went far enough. I thought he'd stopped a little bit early, but he, as we watch the replay back, he goes down, stops for a moment and pushes down to make sure he hits depth. It did give him a little bit of trouble on the way up though. I'm not sure whether that's because he had the pause at the bottom. So maybe it didn't come up quite as well as he might have liked. Well, we'll see what he puts on for his next one. So Renzo Santelices from Ecuador. He has the highest opener. He's opening at 280 kilos. Personal best listed as 287.5. This young man also competes raw. He was second at the World Classic in Sweden in Helsingborg in June. No mean feat to compete again at the Equipped World Championships 2 months later. Very nice. Very nice. He's the world record in that class is 3:15 and he's just made light work of that 280, so you never know, we may see a world record attempt on his third. Certainly looked like he had a lot more to come. So that was the first round of squats. We go back to the top now for the second round, and we have Shota Fudo of Japan coming out for 170 kilos. He's put 10 kilos on his opener, which I think is fair enough. It looked quite easy.
Bars loaded, 170 kilos, Shota Fudo of Japan.
Making sure he's got the bar well settled on his back. Very nice, very assured. And this is a lifter. He's only 16 years old. He's only been competing for a year, so I think this is the right strategy from the coaches. Give him lifts that he are well within his capabilities. Build a bit of confidence. Build some experience. Flying out around the world to lift in other countries is so much harder than lifting at home. And here we have Ben Hartley. We have 2 generations of powerlifters helping him out there. We have Dean Bowring and his boy, who's lifting later in the week. So 192.5. This is a PB attempt for Ben. He's got his dad in the audience. I know his mum's watching at home. Getting himself well set up there. Looks like he's just having a bit of difficulty. Well, he had to do a bit of work for it, but I think he's got it. 3 white lights. Depth was great. It didn't look super easy, but he might have another 5 kilos in him there. And that puts him into provisional 4th place. Yeah, you can just see he just has to fight a little bit through the sticking point. But that's a big PB for him on an international stage. Ben's been 3rd at the Europeans the last 2 years. Tanner Madison up next. He's coming out for 195 kilos, 430 pounds. This will move him back up ahead of Ben.
Take your time. Easy, easy. Well, tight.
Keeps a nice upright position, dips into depth, and honestly that looked like it gave him no trouble at all. 2-to-1, he had 2 white lights and 1 red for depth, but 2-to-1 is good enough. Nikita Suvorov up next. Currently in bronze medal position for squat. He's added 10 kilos to his opener, which is fairly standard. I think most of these lifters have. This will provisionally move him up to 1st. And that's a very nice squat. Nikita is the current European junior champion. And you can see why when he's moving weights like that so easily. Keeps his shape very well and pops right up out of the hole. Brady Becker next.
Bars loaded, 215 kilos, Brady Becker, USA.
215 kilos on the bar. Still a fair way below his PB. Squatted 212.5 at high school nationals early this year. Little bit of a stick there, but brought it up no trouble. Was never in any real doubt, but he just had to work for it to push it up.
USA. Sue next up with 220 kilos.
Yeah, just a little bit of a wobble on the descent, and I wonder if that's why it was just gave him a little bit of trouble coming up. You want that bar path to be as straight as possible. You don't want a huge moment arm or the weight to get in front of you, so you have to do a lot of work just to bring it back into line. You want all the work to be bringing the bar back up. Yudisu, Chinese Taipei. 220 kilos. This will pop him back up to first place. Gold medal position in squat. He went very deep there. I wonder if he went a little bit too deep. Yeah, the bar certainly stalled. Did it dip? So he got yellow cards there. That will be for the bar dipping. It's blue cards for the bar dipping on bench and deadlift, but it's a yellow in squat. So he dips into depth, and then, yeah, you see the whole bar go down there. The rule is the entire bar must dip, not just one end of it, but I think it did. Xuen Chen. Again, Chinese Taipei. He didn't get his opener. Now we're hoping that was just a technical error, because it looked like the weight was a little bit too much for him. So here he comes, a nervous moment when you don't get your opener, because your game plan is now out of the window. He's taking the same weight again.
Yes!
Currently he's got nothing on the board. If he gets this, it will put him into first place in squat. Very definition of 0 to hero. Nice descent, and he gets it this time, but it's hard, isn't it? He really had to put some effort into that. One red light for depth, and he's up into gold medal position. Have to wonder what happened last time. Maybe nerves. So into the juniors. Juan Santiago. He's gone up 15 kilos. He's gone from 220 to 235. So this matches his current personal best. A little bit under 520 pounds. This will move him up a place. Careful controlled descent and a careful controlled ascent. 2-1 again. One red light for depth. So just watching this again. When you're very slow and controlled like that, and you don't dip into the hole, you don't get that stretch reflex out. But everyone's squatting style is different, and that clearly suits him. So here we have local boy, Luke Homer. I say local, but Canada is a huge country. So local in this case could mean 1,500 miles away, 1,500 kilometres away. So he's put 10 kilos on his opener, 240 kilos on the bar. That's 530 pounds. Okay, that was, I didn't look too hard, but I wonder if he hits depth. He did. Fantastic.
250 kilos next weight on the bar, quarter of a metric ton.
So let's see that again from the side. Yeah, you can see the hip dips under the hip crease dips under the knee there. The rule is that the hip crease must be below the top of the knee. Parallel isn't good enough.
The bar is loaded for
Hung Yen Lin now, Chinese Taipei. currently sitting in bronze medal position. This won't move him up. I think the top two in squat are a little bit ahead of the rest of the field, but there's definitely going to be a battle for the bronze. Just taking his time there. He's 36 seconds on the clock and he hasn't approached the platform yet.
30 seconds.
So with equipped lifting, the coaches really have to get their timing spot on. They don't want the lifter standing there in knee wraps for too long, but you have to have them ready to go when the bar loaded is called. It's only got 14 seconds on the clock now. That looked like a good second attempt. Keeps his back position very well. Very definition of just in. And here's Renzo Santelicis from Ecuador. He was a silver medalist in this competition last year. He's going to want to fight for the win this year. Currently in gold medal position in the squat, but he's in quite a close battle with his Japanese competitor. You can see Raya Stin on the platform there and Ryan Stin, meet directors, and they are working the platform too. Raya is quite an accomplished equipped lifter herself with a world record bench. So here goes Renzo. Very nice. Yeah, he's happy with that. And that's a PB for him. To get a personal best squat on an international platform is a really huge achievement. But as good a lift as that was, Yusuke Satake is going to look to move ahead of him with 292 kilos on the bar for his second lift. Here he comes. Very experienced lifter, 7 years competing, last year's 59 kilo world champion. And this is going to pop him up from second place to first. And I think that's his style. He goes down so far, has a pause, has a bit of a think about it, drops down into the hole and comes up. So that's given him currently the gold medal in squat and the overall lead in the competition. So this is exactly the same as the last one. Stops and then drops down. Slightly unusual, but certainly seems to work for him. So we are back round to the third round of squats now. Shota Fudo, our youngest competitor in this group.
Bars loaded, 180 kilos, Shota Fudo of Japan.
His other lifts have looked really quite comfortable, so I think it's reasonable to have gone up 10 kilos for his third. Getting a lot of support from his team in the audience here. That's very nice. 3 for 3 in squats. And honestly, the standard of lifting here is absolutely superb. We have a sea of green. Hardly any missed lifts so far. Hope I'm not putting a commentator's curse on that. Great lifting from these young athletes.
loaded.
Next up, Ben Hartley. He's already had a 5 kilo PB, and he's looking to put another 7.5 kilos on that. I know Coach Mark Giles and the rest of the Horncastle Club will be watching at home. This is a big landmark for him, 200 kilo squat. Just needs to set himself up. And he's done it. Fantastic. You know, I thought he had a little bit of a wobble on the descent there, but he brought that up a treat. That's absolutely brilliant. He'll be delighted with that. And you can see Ray Bowring's lifting later in the week, and he's still out there helping his teammates. That's what powerlifting's all about. Yeah, he just had that little wobble at the bottom, but, you know, the weight didn't give him any trouble at all. So that's put Ben Hartley up into 5th, but Tanner Madison is going to look to leapfrog him and take the 5th place back.
Bar is loaded, 205 kilos, Tanner Madison, USA.
I think this is Tanner Madison's first international. He's got 205 kilos on the bar, which is just a tiny bit below his PB.
Take your time. Lock it up. Squat. Tight.
Gets the command.
Get it now. Oh yeah.
Well, it certainly came up very well. No, just not quite deep enough, I did wonder. Just a little bit too conservative on depth. So the side we're looking at, he got a white light for, but he got a red from the centre and the other side. And yeah, I think it was just parallel. Yudi Su, Chinese Taipei. He failed this on his last attempt. He's going to have another crack at it for 220.
Yudi Su, Chinese Taipei.
He's in 4th place currently, and this will move him up to 2nd.
.45 seconds.
The coach is just a little bit slow here getting him to the platform. Okay, so this will pop him up 2 places for the moment. Using a thumbless grip. Depth for sure, and that's very easy. Have to wonder what happened last time, really. That's a very nice lift. The thumbless grip is a legal grip on the squat. You can't use it on bench, where it's known as suicide grip for obvious reasons. But some lifters find that it gives them a better position, takes the pressure off the elbows a little bit. Here we go for Nikita Suvorov. Another lifter coming out for 220. And this will move him back above Su. Already on his 2nd lift, got a 5 kilo PB. So this will be huge for him. And that looked comfortable. Yeah, 3 white lights. That puts him up into 2nd for the moment. Brady Becker is going to be looking to take that silver medal away. Knock him down into the bronze medal position.
The bar is loaded at 220 kilos for Brady Becker, USA! Come on!
This is only 5 kilos up from his second. He had to work to bring that up. Did he hit that? He did. Fantastic. So that's a silver medal for Brady. No one can take that away now. Suvorov in the bronze medal position. Brady Becker in the silver medal. So he's matched Chen in first place in the gold medal position. But he's slightly heavier on body weight. So when two lifters get the same weights, the lighter lifter gets the higher medal. And here he is, Zhuan Chen, 16 years old and already has the gold medal in squat, and he's looking to put another 5 kilos on that. Missed his opener, made short work of it for his second, and he's gone up 5 kilos. Looking ahead for projected totals, which is early in the competition to do so, but we're going to have a tight fight for the top 3 places, I think. No. No, just not quite there. He looked a bit nervous of the weight, to be honest, a little bit tentative with it, but he's already got the gold medal. So we now have our 5 juniors to do their third squats. Juan Santiago. 245, this will be a 10 kilo personal record for this young lifter. Very calm, very controlled. Oh, and that is one of the disadvantages in such a controlled manner. You don't get that pop out of the hole, you don't get the stretch reflex. He wasn't far off there, you know, I think 240 would have gone. But it's easy to be wise after the event. 2020 hindsight. Well caught by the spotters there. Got a great platform crew here. So, Luke Homer. Hometown boy, well, home country. I think this is only his second international. He did the World Classic and now he's here at the World Equipped. Quite a big jump. He's looking to take the bronze medal. This will be a bronze medal squat if he gets it. 12.5 kilo jump from his second. Two and a half kilos less than he did at his Canadian Nationals. That looks good to me. Let's see what the referees think. Fantastic, 3 white lights. That's given him the bronze medal for now. However, I think that was a well-judged attempt for Luke.
This is for provisional squat bronze for Hung Yen Lin.
Controlled the weight very well, kept his shape. But Hung Yen Lin is going to want to take that bronze medal back. He's going for 260 kilos, which is a 15 kilo PB for him.
.45 seconds.
Again, just a little bit late to the platform. He's not letting it hurry him though, he's taking his time, staying calm. That gave him no trouble. 2-1. He got 1 red light for depth, but it was enough to take the bronze in squat back from Luke Homer. So 2 more squats in this session. They are both 300 kilos. We have last year's 2nd place lifter and last year's 59 kilo world champion battling for squat supremacy. Yusuke Satake is going first, as he has the lower lot number. The lifters are all given a random number before they lift, and if they select the same weights, whoever has the lower lot number goes first. Satake already is sitting in 1st place in squats, and he is the lighter lifter. So if they both get it, Satake will get the gold. And we've seen that each time he stops just above the hole, drops it in and brings it up, but this time he didn't drop it in far enough. So this is exciting for the lifter from Ecuador. So we've seen this each time. He stops and then he dips in, but this time I think he stopped a bit higher and he didn't quite get down to depth. So Renzo Santalicis, this is for the gold medal in squat and the overall lead in the competition. This will give him an advantage to carry through. Huge PB for him. His 2nd lift at 290 was a PB.
45 kilos. Second.
So here we go, 300 kilos for a 66 kilo junior lifter.
30 seconds.
22 years old. It's a huge weight. You can see the bar bend as he takes the weight on his back. Careful walk out. Doesn't want to take it too far. You don't want to be taking that weight for a walk. He looks steady. He looks controlled. Can he do it? He's in the hole. He's driving it. He's fighting it. He stood up with it. 3 white lights and the gold medal for Renzo Santalicis. He's delighted with that, and I think his coach is as happy as he is. Fantastic. So exciting squatting there this morning. We're going to take a 20-minute break and we'll see you back here for bench.
Just a little bit of time to talk to our sponsors at SPD, A7 and Inner Strength at the back of the room. Get a drink and we will see you back here for the bench press in just under 20 minutes.
Welcome back to the Doubletree Hilton here in Regina, Canada. We are on day 2 of the World Junior Powerlifting Championships and we are on to bench. These are the 66 kilo junior and sub-junior lifters. We've seen some absolutely fantastic lifts in the squats and we're hoping to see the same in the bench. We can see Shota Fudo there just waiting to be called out to the bar. With a few seconds remaining, he's just getting his wrist wraps sorted out. And the bar is loaded. Shota Fudo is coming out for 87.5 kilos for his opening bench press. We can see he's setting up a huge arch here. Fantastic flexibility. He's got his chest right up to the bar. Reduces the range of motion slightly. And that's a good touch. Fights the shirt well. It's a little bit of work to press it out though. But he's wearing that shirt quite high. I think there's more to come if he pulls it down a little bit. Jacks the shirt down to get more pop off the chest. And we can see he stays planted on the bench there. The lifter must keep their head, shoulders and bottom in contact with the bench and their feet flat on the floor. Nikita Suvorov of Russia up next. He's coming out for 95 kilos. This is a long way down on his posted PB actually. Oh, you know what? He's raw. He's not got a bench shirt on. I think he's decided to come out, get a bench in, just in a t-shirt, not in a bench shirt, and he legged it off the platform there. His coaches are going to be wrestling him into a shirt backstage. Here's Ben Hartley. 18 years old, it's his last year as a sub-junior, been competing for 4 years out of Horncastle Powerlifting Club. Opening at 115 kilos, which that's posted as his PB. He's opening on his PB. Training must have been going really well. He's controlling that, fighting the shirt. Gets a nice pop off the chest and that looked lovely. Actually, I can see that he did 120 at his divisional recently. So he keeps his chest really up high. He's not wearing a belt to keep his shirt down. Most of the lifters do wear a belt to bench equipped. And that stops the shirt riding up. The last thing you want to feel as you're bringing that bar down is the chest plate of your shirt moving up and the shirt starting to throttle you.
5 seconds.
So here's Tanner Madison. 120 on the bar. He benched 140 at his national competition back in May, so this shouldn't present too much trouble for him. Nice touch. And an easy press. That was lovely. 265 pounds there. He flattens out very slightly as he brings the bar down, but it presses out very easily indeed. Next up, Yudi Su. He's coming out for 125 kilos, 5 kilos below his PB. Taking the maximum permitted grip. The widest you can have your hands is your 4 fingers covering the rings on the bar. fingertips on the bar there, and I think that's why he's been asked to replace the
25
bar.
seconds, plenty of time.
So yeah, he's kept a proper grip on the bar this time. And he's moved his fingers again. I wonder if the referees will be unhappy with that. Hits the rack slightly, that won't get him a red light, but it does put you off a little bit. Okay, 3 white lights. Keeps his chest really high as the bar comes down. The temptation is when the weight starts to come down for the chest to collapse, and then that gives you no chance at all of bringing the weight back up. Xuan Chen, 16 years old, sub-junior 66 kilo lifter, opening at 130 kilo bench.
Start. Press.
That was a little bit difficult, but I think the bar was getting away from him. It went down to his chest, and then it was moving when he got the press command, and that might be why he got a yellow card there. Oh, it might be his bum coming up, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was actually for a change in elective position, that red card.
Bars loaded, 145 kilos, Juan Santiago, Mexico.
Okay, Juan Santiago from Mexico. He is in the juniors, and he's opening at 145, 320 pounds. He looks to have his heels up. But the rule is the feet must be as flat as these shoes will allow. Little bit of work there. The shirt gives you a lot of pop off the chest, but you have to be underneath it and driving it up when the shirt runs out. I think he got a red light there. Oh, look at his feet. Yeah, I think his feet moved. So the feet are allowed to move laterally, but they can't lift. And it looked to me like his heel came up there, which is why he would have got a red light from one of the referees. Brady Becker, the last of our sub-juniors, coming out for 145 kilos. He did 147 at high school nationals, so training must have been going well. He's opening just a little bit below that amount. Nice big arch he's got. Okay, no trouble at all with that. So that puts Brady into gold medal position for now on the bench.
Bars loaded.
And we have the Canadian lifter Luke Homer out next. Opening at 150 with a posted PB of 147.5. That's brave stuff. You see he's wearing his Raw Team singlet from Canada, from Sweden. Competed in Helsingborg in June. Well, that wasn't super easy. Didn't give him too much trouble. After me saying that most lifters wear a belt to bench equipped in, hardly any of these young lifters are doing so. Keeps his chest nice and high.
Bars loaded, 157.5 kilos.
Renzo Santelices. I was informed that I was pronouncing his name wrong. I do apologise, Renzo. He is opening at 157.5. PB is 162.5. Another lifter who competed raw in Sweden in June. Controls the descent well, gets a nice press, and that's an easy press out. I think he's got a fair bit more to come there. A blue card from the centre referee, that's usually that the bar dipped. Let's see if we can just spot that on the press out. I couldn't see that from where I was, but 2 to 1's good enough. It was a good lift.
Bars loaded 165 kilos.
Hung Yen Lin from Chinese Taipei with a 165 on the bar. Fighting the shirt a little to get the touch. Oh, that's a struggle. Oh, you know, that's harder than you'd like an opener to be.
3 white lights.
3 white lights, but you have to question how much more he's got there. But with equipped benching, it's very different to raw benching. The coaches will take him back, they'll adjust his shirt. Maybe he just got his line very slightly wrong. Yusuke Sakatake next. 185 kilo opener. That's just phenomenal. I can see that he benched 190 at his national championships. Keep his chest high, fight the shirt, control the touch. And that's lovely. You can see why he was world champion last year. He's got 1 red light from the referee. Let's see if we can see what that was for from the side view. It may be that his... Yeah, he's bumped him up. Okay, so everyone got their opener in equipped lifting. That is something quite special. So here we go with Shota Fudo. He's put 5 kilos on his opener. He's coming out for 92.5. Keeps his chest nice and high, touches down. Oh no. I think he just missed his line on the way up. We'll get a much better view of that on the replay. Let's see if we can see what happened. So he keeps his chest up and the bar comes down. That looks... no, he lost his line on the descent. He actually lost that on the descent, not on the press. Every chance he'll get that on the way on the next attempt. Here we have Ben Hartley coming out for a 10 kilo PB. He does have the advantage in training with Mark Giles at Horncastle. It's a hotbed of equipped benching. Oh, it's tough, it's hard. Can he press it? He can. That was some determination and fight from Ben. And he's rewarded with 3 white lights and a good lift. That was phenomenal. I think he just, he let the bar drift down as he got the touch there, which meant that he had a little bit of a struggle to press it out. You know what? I think if he gets the descent right, he can go for another 5 kilos or so. But we have Tanner Madison out next, 132 kilos. That's a 12.5 kilo jump from his opener.
Ease it down. Nice. Twist. Back.
Well, he certainly had to work for that, but that looked like a nice lift.
3 whites and a good lift for Tanner Madison. Next round of the bar is 135 kilos. Yunde Su, Chinese Taipei. Xuan Chen to follow at the same weight.
He tucks nicely, gets a nice touch, keeps his line, and has a nice time on the press out. Yudi Su. He's sitting in overall 3rd right now. This will put him up to silver in bench. There's a lot of close attempts in this group though. I think we're going to see a real fight for medals here. I can see that young Ben Hartley's put 10 kilos on there. I'm pretty sure that's for a British record attempt. But with equipped bench, you know, you adjust the shirt, you get that thing jacked down, and why not go out and do it? But we have Yudi Su here with 135 kilos on the bar, staying patient, controlling the shirt, and getting a nice press out. So I think that takes him up to silver medal position.
Yep, 3 white lights and a good lift for Yunde Su. Same weight remains on the bars.
Yep, silver medal position in bench and 2nd place overall now. But we have a fair few lifters still to take their 2nd. So we have his teammate out next, Xuan Chen. 16 years old and coming out for 135 kilos. He's only put 5 kilos on. Keeps his chest up. No, oh, well. Do you know, I thought he was going to recover from that. He lost his line completely. But he looked like he was going to muscle it up, but it just got away from him. I think if he gets that right, I think he's got every chance of nailing that on his 2nd attempt. Yeah, it was a heavy touch. He almost dropped it on himself at the bottom there, and his bum came right off the bench anyway, so he was never getting that. I think if he stays patient, keeps tight at the bottom, gets a nice touch with it. So, Nikita Suvorov, he opened raw, and he ran off the platform. His coaches have whipped a shirt on over his head, and he's come out for an extra 45 kilos. 95 kilo opener, 140 kilo 2nd attempt. So I wonder why so cautious, because that looked fairly comfortable. There didn't seem to be any problems with that. Having said that, he's got a red light from the centre, so watch the replay back, see what happened. I actually can't, but obviously the side view isn't what the centre referee sees. So, Juan Santiago, Mexico. First of our junior lifters to come out for his 2nd attempt. He's coming out for 150.
150 kilos.
Looks like he's had a bit of difficulty with the touch. Yeah, easy press out. Slight variation in where he touched down. You can see the bar is leaving a chalk mark on his chest. Touched down in a slightly different place. He had a red light, a yellow card from one of the side referees. So let's just watch that back and see if we can spot what the referee spotted. I think it was marginally. His bum might have come off the bench. We have the butt light on one side, so one referee gets the advantage of the butt light and the other referee does not. And I think it makes a real difference to be able to see when a lifter's got a black singlet on a black bench. If you've got a light shining through the gap, you know, that makes a huge difference. So here we have Luke Homer, the Canadian lifter. He's taken a 5 kilo increase. He got a nice touch there, but the press out is difficult.
Same weight, guys, same weight.
And he didn't get it, so I didn't spot the fail. I'll watch that back on the replay and see if we can spot that. Yeah, bum comes right up. That's something that the centre referee won't see. You won't be able to see it from the front view, but it was obvious to both referees. So Brady Becker, he's opening. He's taking 155 for his second attempt. He's in the sub-junior class. He's still 17, so he may well have another year in the sub-juniors. And this is a big lift for a young man that weighed in at 65.1. Okay, the referee wasn't happy with his feet. They weren't flat on the floor. So he just needs to drive his heels through. Okay, so the referee is not happy with... I wonder if it's his shoes. I wonder if it's the shoes are making it seem as though his heels are up. Let's hope that hasn't thrown him off too much. Wasn't super easy. You know, when you have to replace the bar so many times, it throws your composure, really. He did very well to make that press. But I would maybe think about a different pair of shoes for benching in. If it looks to the centre referee like your heels are up, whether it is or not, it's going to give you problems. I always bench in do-wins for that reason. They have a really solid heel and it's flat on the floor. If your heels curl up a little bit, it could give you problems with the referees. So here we have Renzo Santelices. He's sitting in, currently, bronze medal position in bench, second place overall. This will be a 2.5 kilo personal best for him. Took him a while to get the start command there for some reason, not sure why. Keeps his chest nice and high. Oh, did the bar dip? I'm not sure. No, it didn't. Fantastic. It just stalled a little bit. The rule is that the whole bar must dip. So you see that huge arch he's got there. Yeah, I think the bar drifted a little bit. It didn't actually come down. Hung Yen Lin out next. 170 kilos for his next attempt, 5 kilo PB. Wearing the low cut super katana there, as so many of the lifters do. And it's a battle, but he managed to press it out. And of course, with equipped benching, you can't say he hasn't got much more left in the tank there, because you adjust that shirt and he may have quite a bit left. Comes down, keeps his position very well. Yusuke Satake next for him, a huge 195. This is a 5 kilo PB for him, but of course he's gone up a weight class, which will help with that. When you go up a weight class, you would expect to be hitting PBs. But 195 for a 66 kilo lifter is absolutely huge. Fights the shirt for that touch, stays patient with it. And had to work for it, but it looked like a good press. Fantastic. That's a popular lift with the Japanese team in the audience. So we watch that again. He stays patient, he doesn't let the weight collapse him, keeps his chest high. Pressed it out in stages really, but there's no issue with that. So we are on to the third round of bench now. Shota Fudo from Japan, 16 years old, his first year of competing. He didn't get this lift last time out. Fingers crossed he can make it this time. I think it's just a small technical error. But you know, these young lifters have come a long way. They've travelled far. This is his first international. It's nerve-wracking. And I think he's going to get it. Locks his arms. Let's see what the referees say. Fantastic, 2-1. He had a yellow card from one of the side referees. I didn't spot that myself. He did clip the rack, but the rule is that you get a red light if you slide up the rack in a way that gives you an advantage. Just clipping it slightly like that won't get you a red. Now here we go, Ben Hartley. He's coming out for a British record attempt. Now his second attempt, it did look, he had to work for it, and he's gone up 10 kilos. This will move him up a place, it'll move him above Tanner Madison in bench, and it'll give him his very first sub-junior British record. If he can just stay patient with it, gets the touch. Can he press it out? Oh, he's fighting it, but you know, that's a shame, just a tiny bit too heavy. It was a really good attempt, I thought. He stayed patient with it, he kept his chest up, he didn't let the weight get the better of him, got a nice touch, but it was just a little bit too heavy on the day. Xiwen Chen coming out for a second crack at 135. And this will give him the bronze medal if he can do it. For the moment, obviously there's still other lifters to bench. His bum's right off the bench straight away. He's not going to press it anyway. Yeah, it's unusual to have your bum off the bench where on the descent, but there we go. I think it was just a little bit too heavy for him today. Okay, Tanner Madison's out next. He's asked for 137.5.
37.5 kilos. Tanner Madison, USA, 303 pounds.
So that again, this will be for the bronze medal. Move him up above Yude Su.
Nice and easy. Stop. Ease it down. Back.
Nice patient descent and a great lift. 3 white lights.
Tanner Madison, 142.5 kilos, goes on the bar now for Yude Su. Chinese Taipei, Nikita Suvorov to get ready. Bar loading,
Yeah, great
142.5
Great
kilos,
touch, great
Yude
technical
Su,
press there from Tanner Madison. But we have Yude Su now looking to take that bronze medal back. In fact, this will move him up to the silver medal position and push Tanner out of 3rd place. Okay, let's see if we can do it. There's going to be a lot of movement. If you watched on YouTube, actually, if you look down in the bottom right, you can switch camera to see the score sheet. If you're watching on Goodlift, obviously, you can see the score sheet already. So, okay, this is for a silver medal. 142.5 kilos on the bar. Nice touch. And a nice press. I think he's got it. Fantastic. So that's silver medal for now. He's guaranteed the bronze. He may keep the silver, but that depends on what Nikita Suvorov does.
will take the silver in the sub-juniors. If he gets it, he'll be followed by Juan Santiago. Bar is loaded, 147.5 kilos, Nikita Suvorov of Russia.
And here comes Suvorov. 147.5 kilos. Had no trouble at all with 140. He's got a medal. We just don't know what colour it is yet. Okay. The chief ref wasn't happy about his feet. His heels looked to be up. He looked to drop that, to be honest. Oh, he's pressed it out. It really looked like he'd lost tightness at the bottom and dropped the bar on himself. But he pressed it out, and that's got him a silver medal. That's pushed Sue down to 3rd place. Tanner Madison is out of the medals now for bench. And we are on to Juan Santiago from Mexico for 155.
Juan Santiago, Mexico.
We've got another lifter here with his heels up. I think his shoes aren't helping him. I think he needs to sort himself out with some shoes that have got flat soles at the back. Because the rule is that the feet must be as flat as the footwear allows. And I don't think this footwear allows him to get them flat, to be honest. So that looked like a difficult touch. And he's pressed it out in stages. He's locked it out. But what do the referees think? No, we saw the bar dip, I think. I think that's fair enough. He's laughing as he comes off the platform. He knows it was messy. And if we watch that through again, he struggles to get the touch. And then as it comes up, it waggles about quite a lot. And I think it definitely dipped. Luke Homer up next, 155 for the second time of asking. Gets the touch, and he's fighting it, he's fighting it. Wow, that was tough. Another 5 grams would not have gone, and he got the lift. Brilliant.
160 goes on the bar now for Brady Becker of the USA, already in gold medal position.
So we have Brady Becker next in the sub-juniors for 160 kilos, 350 pounds. Here he comes, he's already got the gold medal in bench and he's in first place overall. This matches his PB. He's going to be looking to push his total on as far as he can. Nice touch. That's a huge battle. That's very impressive to lock that out. And he's got it, fantastic. A very well-deserved gold medal in bench there. Suvorov taking the silver and Sue taking the bronze. Renzo Santelices, currently in bronze medal position. This won't move him up. So just taking the time to chalk his hands. His coach is making sure he's chalked up on his back. I'm always fascinated by the different aspects of the lifters as they come out. Some lifters rage onto the platform, others are very calm, like Renzo. Wanders out like he's going shopping. Got that huge arch, reducing the range of motion. Nice touch. And a lovely press. Good lift for Renzo. That gives him the bronze medal. I think our medals in the bench press in the juniors are set in stone now, with Renzo taking the bronze, Lin taking the silver, and Satake taking the gold.
175 kilos, Hong Yan Lin, Chinese Taipei.
Hong Yan Lin. $175 kilos on the bar. Already has the silver medal in bench, and he's in third place overall. Gets a nice touch, and a really tough press out. That's very, very impressive. Okay, he had a red light from one of the side referees. 2-1 is good enough.
Already in gold medal position in bench.
Not certain what the red light was for from the side. Yusuke Satake has been very impressive today. This is 200 kilos. This will be a 10 kilo personal best. Already has the gold medal in bench press. He took the silver medal in squat. He's in first place overall, but he's in a very tight battle with the lifter from Ecuador. Here we go, 200 kilos, that's a huge benchmark. Stays patient with a touch and presses it out, that's so impressive. You can hear the cheers from the Japanese lifters in the audience. 200 kilo bench press for a 66 kilo junior lifter. Only just come up into this class this year. And you can see how patient he is to get the touch, and it was a really strong press out. So we're going to take a 20-minute break now, and we will be back for deadlift. Welcome back to the Doubletree Hilton in Regina, Canada. We're here for the 2019 World Junior Powerlifting Championships, and we have the 66 kilo junior and sub-junior men coming out to deadlift. Just time to thank some of our local sponsors: Doubletree by Hilton, Regina Hotel Association, Pro AV, City of Regina, Tourism Saskatchewan, Inner Strength Products, Olympia In Depth, Sask Energy, and LiveSaw. Without our sponsors, we couldn't put these competitions on, so we are very grateful. Now the bar is loaded, and we have Shota Fudo coming out to open the deadlift competition.
The bar is loaded.
160 kilos on the bar. Deadlifting sumo. He tipped forward at the top. What a shame, that was a nice easy pull, and I think he just lost his balance a little bit at the top. He'll have no problem with that next time. So we see it comes up very nicely, but you know, I wonder if he started to put the bar down before he got the command. Knows his mistake. He's 16 years old, he's only been competing for a year. In his excitement at getting the deadlift in, getting his total in, he just made a minor mistake. So here we go, Ben Hartley from Great Britain. He's walking like he has knee wraps on. There must be a tight deadlift suit he's got there. He has 175 kilos on the bar, which is a PB. And I believe that that's a huge total PB. I think that's 25 kilos on his total PB. Wasn't easy though. It wasn't a super fast pull. He lost his position just a tiny bit, I think. UD Su. 200 kilos for his opener. He's sitting in 4th place overall. Just taking a moment to compose himself. Quite a wide stance and narrow grip, and a very easy pull there. He needs to keep his hands on that bar though as it hits the floor. I wonder if that was what his red light was for, because as we watch this again, it's a nice easy pull, but his left hand comes off the bar. Now I think he got away with that because the side referees wouldn't have seen that due to the plate being in the way. Okay, so Tanner Madison next. He's coming out for 200 kilos. Nice and easy, very efficient. Might have been a little soft in one of his knees, but the referees were happy with it.
202.5 kilos next weight on the bar, Nikita Suvorov of Russia. Brady Becker to follow at the same weight.
Next up, Nikita Suvorov. He's coming out for 202.5. As each lifter gets their first deadlift in, we start to see the overall placings come up. If you're watching the score sheet is available on YouTube. If you look for the switch camera button at the bottom right of your screen, you can see the score sheet, or you can look at Goodlift. Easy lift, very overextended at the neck there.
3 white lights and a good lift for Nikita Suvorov.
Needs to be careful he doesn't. The problem with leaning so far back is that the knees can unlock and you get red lighted for your lockout.
Bars loaded, 202.5 kilos, Brady Becker, USA.
Brady Becker coming out for 202.5. He took the gold medal in bench press.
Down.
That was nice and easy, was it? Plenty more to come there.
Blue white lights and a good lift at 202.5 for Brady. 205 next weight on the bar. Zhuan Chen, Chinese Taipei. Juan Santiago to follow.
Zhuan Chen up next for 205.
Bars loaded.
Bars loaded, 205 kilos. Zhuan Chen, Chinese Taipei.
This puts him in gold medal position in the deadlift. And 4th overall. Now that's a tough pull.
Down.
And his knees look soft as well to me. Yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
So he got 2 red lights and red cards for his lockout. It's not always as obvious from this view, but from the front view his knees look very soft to me, so I think that's what the red lights were for. And it was tough as well, so harder than you'd want your opener to be, certainly. So we're into the juniors now, and here's Juan Santiago from Mexico for 220 kilos. He's using hook grip. That's where the fingers wrap around the thumb. Very painful, but if you can get used to it, it means you're not twisted with the alternate grip.
3 white lights. 220 for Juan. Next weight on the bar is 230 kilos. Hong Yan Lin, Chinese Taipei.
That was a very nice pull from the Mexican lifter. Hong Yan Lin next. He's coming out for 230 kilos.
Bars loaded, 230 kilos, Hong Yan Lin, Chinese Taipei, 507 pounds, 230 kilos on the bar.
Looking very relaxed with 40 seconds to go. I don't think he realises the bar's loaded, to be honest. Where's he going?
30 seconds.
Okay, we have 20 seconds to go and the lifter is not on the platform. He needs to just walk out and pull this. He's taking his time too. He only has to start the lift, so I guess that's not too much of a problem. Okay, I think I would have been much more panicky than that if I only had 15 seconds to go approaching the platform. He got 1 red light for his lockout. That was, I think, his left knee was soft. But 2 to 1's good enough. It was a good lift. And now we have Yusuke Satake. 245 kilos. His deadlift personal record is 258, so that must be a national record. He's been very impressive all day. Sinks his hips, patient with the pull, and that's nice and easy.
3 white lights and a good lift.
Typically, sumo is hard to break from the floor, but flies to lock out, whereas conventional is much faster off the floor, but more difficult to lock out. Renzo Santelices from Ecuador. He took the gold medal in squat and the bronze in bench. Every one of these lifters pulling sumo, but you get much more of an advantage with equipped lifting from a sumo suit if you pull sumo than conventional. Sumo is where the feet are outside the hands on the bar. Conventional pull is where the feet are inside the hands. Both are legal in powerlifting. That was a very efficient pull, that was very nice. His PB is posted as 270, but it looks to me like he's got a lot more to come there. Okay, this is our last pull in the first round. Luke Homer, Canadian, with a big deadlift. Here he comes. He is lighter than Santelices, so this will shoot him up to gold medal in the deadlift. That was difficult. I think the bar stalled. I don't think it dipped. He's wearing his squat now. Unfortunately, downward movement of the bar. Blue card. He's needs to have another go at that. I think that was just a minor error. I'm not sure if there's some sporting there as well, actually. Okay, so we are into the second round of deadlifts. Shota Fudo, he missed this on his first attempt. You know, I think he put the bar down a little bit early. Or he may have overbalanced at the top. We're just waiting for the bar to be clean there. We've got former world champion Dean Bowring in shot there for a moment. Coaching Ben Hartley from the UK. First Shota Fudo. It's certainly the weight didn't give him any problem. He just had a little technical error at the top, so hopefully this should be fine. And there we go, 3 white lights, he's on the board. Fantastic. Seemed a bit harder than the first time out. Maybe he's a little bit more tired, or maybe he was just being a little bit more careful with it. And here's Ben Hartley, having a great day. 200 squat. Missed his British record attempt on bench, but it was pretty close. And this will be a huge deadlift PB for him and a huge total PB.
408 pounds. 185 kilos.
Hips came up a little bit. But he's pulled it, he's locked it out. 1 red light for lockout. I think that will be for soft knees. Possibly a soft knee. I think his left leg, it was shaking a little bit. It may have looked like it didn't lock out. Zhuan Chen. He missed this on his first attempt. He's going to have another go at it.
205 kilos, Zhuan Chen, Chinese Taipei.
I think he was failed for lockout. I think it was soft knees. So he just needs to make sure he locks his knees at the top of the lift. And that's tough, but oh, so nearly. I thought he got that. He stuck with it at the bottom of the lift, kept pulling. Maybe he just lost his balance at the top because he got it moving, went past the knees, but yeah, I think it was a balance issue. Yudisu. We have all the remaining sub-juniors coming out for 212.5, so this is going to be a really close battle for the deadlift medals. But the first man to attempt 212.5 is Yudisu. So this will put him in provisional first place if he pulls it. Oh dear me, he grabbed his hip. Hopefully he's not injured. He's walking off fine, so maybe again just a balance issue, because it looked to me like he'd finished the lift and not quite sure what happened. So the next person out for 212.5 is Tanner Madison. He's got up 12.5 from his opener at 200. And with some justification, I think. That was a lovely pull. So that's provisional gold medal for Tanner. But we've got 2 more lifters out for the same weight. Tanner is the lightest lifter by some distance, so if the other lifters match that weight, they won't take it from him. Here's Nikita Suvorov. This will move him up to second in deadlift. He's sitting in second place overall. The American Becker is a fair way up the road on overall total. That was a good lift. And provisional silver medal in deadlift. Here we have the last of our sub-juniors, Brady Becker. USA. Bars loading, can we restart the clock? Okay, we've restarted the clock. We just had to reset the bar on the platform, and here's Brady. This will move him up to second place in deadlift. He's sitting quite comfortably in first place overall. Very nice. I would say he's got another 7.5, maybe another 10 kilos there. It's been very impressive today. And we are into the juniors now. Juan Santiago, 232.5.
Bar is loaded, 232.5 kilos. Juan Santiago, Mexico.
Okay, this will give him the bronze medal provisionally. Move him up a place in deadlift. So in the juniors, looking at the overall competition, Juan is sitting in fourth. Third place lifter is a fair way up the road. I don't think Juan can catch him. And then we have the first and second place on the same total. Now, that was tough, wasn't it? That was tough at lockout. Rewarded with 3 white lights, but I'm not sure how much more he's going to have there. If we watch that again, he's got a very narrow hand position, which means he's dragging his hands up his legs, and that just looked quite tough at lockout. Hung Yen Lin.
Bars loaded, 240 kilos, Hung Yen Lin, Chinese Taipei.
This will move him back up to bronze medal position, up above Santiago. And it's hard. Can he lock it? I'm not sure he quite locked that out. No, he just didn't quite make it, and the coach was helping him off. I hope he's not injured. If we watch the replay now, his knees never really lock. I think he was losing his grip, to be honest, in his left hand, and it's so hard to produce force when your grip's going. Yusuke Satake. Now here's where the battle is. Yusuke Satake and Santulithas. Their current projected totals are identical. Satake is the lighter lifter. Here he is taking 252.5 kilos for a ride out. His posted PB is 258. And there it goes. That gave him no trouble at all. And we watch this very efficient deadlifter. So that gives him the silver medal in deadlift 4 now. And overall first place. Now here's Luke Homer. He failed this on his first attempt, but that was just a minor technical error. I'm sure he'll be fine. He's wearing his squat suit on backwards to deadlift in rather than having a dedicated deadlift suit. It's not unusual. Oh no, it dipped again. Let's see what the referees think. It may have just stalled. It is a feature of sumo deadlifts that quite often you pull so far and there's a little transition phase as you get it to lock out, and he's just losing his balance ever so slightly, which is causing the bar to dip. Fingers crossed he gets that on the next attempt. So here we have Renzo Santulithas, one of the 2 men in the battle for the world title here today. He's coming out for 275 kilos.
Bars loaded, 275 kilos, Renzo Santulithas, Ecuador.
He's already got a huge total PB. This will push it another 10 kilos up the road. Okay, that's a nice pull. Little bit left in the tank, I think. He's going to have to dig deep, though, if he's going to match Yusuke Satake. Right, so here it goes. We are into the 3rd round of deadlift. This is where world champions are made.
Followed by Ben Hartley and Zhuan Chen.
Shota Fudo coming out for his 3rd deadlift. He had a bit of difficulty. He failed his first deadlift, so he's taken a 20 kilo jump for his between 2nd and 3rd, I wonder if this was his planned third, and he planned to go 160, 170, 180, and he thought, well, why not? Why not go for it? Get a huge PB. He's currently got a 20 kilo total PB. It's not going. It's a big jump to take, 20 kilos, when you consider that this young man weighed in at 64.98 this morning. It's a fair proportion of his body weight to take as an increase. Here's Ben Hartley. He's gone up another 5 kilos. This will give him nearly a 20 kilo deadlift PB on the day. I'm sure that the Horncastle Club is cheering at their screens right now. Huge total PB for him. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, it's moving. It's moving. Can he lock it? No, he was a little bit out of position there, I think. Just a bit too heavy on the day. He's going to have to be happy with a 12.5 kilo deadlift PB. And what's that, 40 kilo total PB? That's not too bad on the international stage.
He needs this one to stay in the competition, ladies and gentlemen.
Zhuan Chen, unfortunately, he has not made a deadlift so far.
We
really hope he gets this. He's getting a lot of support from the room.
Come on, Chen. You can do this. Come on. You got this.
So this will move him up to 4th place in deadlift. Pressure on these young lifters is immense. He's 16 years old, he's far from home, and it's moving. Oh no, he gave it absolutely everything he had. Unfortunately, can't make a total. So I think he just opened a little bit too heavy today. The fatigue, the travelling, possibly the making weight, all took its toll. Next up, Nikita Suvorov. He is in 2nd place overall, 3rd place in deadlift. But it's tight. It's tight with an overall 2nd and 3rd place. They are projected with the same total, but Suvorov is lighter on body weight. Okay, so this will be for the provisional gold medal in deadlift. And to protect his position overall. Got it moving. It looks like he's locked it. 3 white lights. He's up to 1st place in deadlift, and I think he's pulled out a decent lead overall. Okay, we've got some quite fast-paced changes going on. The coach is trying to get their lifters ahead. Next lifter out is Brady Becker for 220. This will give him the deadlift gold back. I think he's 10 kilos out in front on total. So I think he's fairly safe. Just getting some last minute advice from the coach there. So he took a 10 kilo jump, and this is another 7.5 kilos. Oh, it's tough. I don't think he's going to pull that.
a good fight, but no lift, unfortunately, for Brady.
So that leaves him currently with the bronze medal. I think he's going to have to sit in the back with his fingers crossed to see whether he's going home with that world title. There's some ambitious deadlifts coming up. And here we have UD Su. He's looking for the deadlift gold and to move up to silver medal overall. He's looking to move ahead of the Russian. Just waiting for the bar to be cleaned, as it must be between each lift in the third round of deadlifts. Now he missed 212.5, and he's gone up another 10 kilos anyway, so he had a successful lift at 200. Missed 212.5 for his second, and this is 222.5. This is a brave attempt selection, and he's got it moving, but no, just couldn't quite get it past the knees. It was definitely worth a try. So that leaves him, he's currently in bronze medal overall, but Tanner Madison is still to pull. So here comes Tanner. He opened at 200. He got 212.5 for his second. The American team in the crowd are on their feet. And he's going to attempt 230 kilos, 507 pounds. He's fired up. He's got a huge amount of support. This will give him the deadlift gold and the overall bronze. And it hits. Oh, it's not quite there. What a shame. Okay, so we have Becca as the sub-junior world champion, with the Russian Suvorov in second place and the Type A lifter Su in third. Tanner Madison took the silver in deadlift, but he was fourth place overall. Okay, so we now have our 5 junior 66 kilo lifters. And we're going to have some drama here, I think. So we have Hung Yen Lin coming out for 240. He failed this on his second attempt. He's going to have another crack at it. This will move him up to bronze medal in deadlift. He's currently bronze overall and fairly unassailable, to be fair. He's definitely on the podium for the overall competition. Here we go. It's moving. Oh, his grip went. What a shame.
Grip went down, unfortunately. That is no lift at 240 for Hung Yen Lin.
Okay, so he may not have a deadlift medal, but he has an overall bronze. He took the squat bronze and the bench silver. So not a bad day's work for that young man. Juan Santiago up next for 240 kilos. He's currently sitting in bronze medal position on deadlift. This won't move him up.
Just making sure the bar is properly clean for the next lifter.
So I think we may have just had a little bit of contamination on the bar there. Possibly the last lifter ripped a callus.
This will be a 5 kilo PB in deadlift.
Just want to make sure that each lifter has the best possible chance of keeping hold of the bar. Frustrating for the lifter waiting to come out though, that's all fired up.
The bar is loaded.
Here he comes, Juan Santiago from Mexico. This will be a 5 kilo personal best. We'll also give him a total PB. Starts his pull. It's going. Can he lock it? Yes, he can. He'll be pleased with that. And he is. Both him and his coach are delighted. It's great to see these young lifters enjoying the competition, having a good time. That was a great pull. I think it was a really well chosen attempt too. Yusuke Satake currently in first place overall. Last year's 59 kilo world champion, and he's looking to move up a weight class and take the title in his first year as a 66. Coming out for 260 kilos, just a couple of kilos over his PB. It won't move him up in the deadlift placings, but he's going to look to knock his total a little way up the road and protect it against Santalithes. It's going, he can't quite do it. This is going to be a tense moment for him now. He's going to have to wait to see if the Ecuadorian lifter makes his deadlift. But first, of course, we have Luke Homer. Has not managed to put a deadlift in so far. So he's our first Canadian lifter in the competition. He's lost his balance a little bit. He's just had a little bit of a technical error in the transition phase of the sumo. And he's tipped forward a little bit, the bar's dipped, and it's given him blue cards. He's absolutely capable of pulling this weight. He just has to pull it cleanly, just pull past that difficult transition phase. Such a stressful moment for him. Here we go. Can he do it? He can't. He unfortunately has not made a total in the competition. So we are down to our last deadlift of this session. We have, Santalithes has dropped his attempt. Satake missed his last deadlift, so Santalithes just has put an extra 2.5 kilos on his second pull. He's going to come out for 277.5 kilos. This is pull this weight and you're world champion, otherwise you go home in second place. He was second last year. He's going to want to pull this. Just waiting for the bar to be cleaned. He's already got the gold medal in squat. He's got the gold medal in deadlift already. He's sitting in silver medal place overall. He's pulling for the world title. You can feel the tension in the air in the room, waiting for this young lifter to come out. And here he comes, Renzo Santalithes, pulling for the world title. 277.5 kilos, 612 pounds on the bar. Months of training all go into these few seconds on the platform. Pressure is enormous. Okay, here we go. He's on the podium. Is it the silver medal? Is it the gold? Oh, and it looks like the gold. It looks like he's got it. Let's see what the referees say. Yes, your new 66 kilo junior world champion, Renzo Santalithes. Absolutely fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We will be.
You see that world title pull again, and you can see the joy in his face. That was absolutely brilliant lifting. Stick around, we have the medal ceremony coming up next, and we are back tomorrow at 12 o'clock local time for the men's. We are back tonight at 5 o'clock for the women's 52 and 57 kilo class. We'll see you then.
The participation medals will be presented by none other than Robert Keller, General Secretary, IPF, and Dietmar Wolf, IPF Treasurer. Gentlemen, if you can present the medals. Thank you, gentlemen. And we now present the medals. So, 66 kilo sub-juniors in the squats. The bronze medal goes to 220 kilos, Russia's Nikita Suvorov. Silver medal. On body weight only, at 220 kilos, Brady Becker, USA. And I cannot believe how close this is. The gold medal goes to the 220 kilo total squat from Chinese Taipei, Zhu and Chen. Amazing standard of competition, gentlemen. Thank you very much. If we can now move to bench press. And in bronze medal position, with a bench press of 142.5 from Chinese Taipei, it is Yu Dei Su. In silver medal position, 147.5 kilo bench press from Russia, Nikita Suvorov. Gold medal in bench press, 160 kilos, it's the USA's Brady Becker. Thank you, gentlemen. And now deadlifts. Again, look how close this is. In bronze medal position, with a deadlift of 212.5 from the USA, Brady Becker! In silver medal position, with 212.5 kilos, from the USA, Tanner Madison! And your gold medalist on deadlift with 215 kilos from Russia, Nikita Suvorov! Well done, gentlemen. And finally, the total. Bear with us a second. Wait for it. We've done this deliberately to inspire, suspense.
Can we do it manually?
Okay, so the total in third place, bronze medal, goes to the total 562.5 from Chinese Taipei, Yu Dei Su! Silver medal, 582.5 kilo total, from Russia, Nikita Suvorov. And the gold medal and new world champion 66 kilo sub-juniors with 592.5 kilos total from the USA, Brady Becker! Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of the United States of America. Well done, gentlemen. And we now move to the juniors. The medals for squat. The bronze medal was won with 260 kilos from Chinese Taipei, Hung Yen Lin. Your silver medalist with 292.5 kilos from Japan, Yusuke Satake. And the gold medal in squat with 300 kilos from Ecuador, it is Renzo Santelices. Well done, gentlemen. And we now move to bench press. The bronze medal with 170 kilos goes to Ecuador's Renzo Santelices. In silver medal position, pressing 175 from Chinese Taipei, Hung Yen Lin. And your gold medalist on bench press with a massive 200 kilos from Japan, Yusuke Satake! Well done, gentlemen. We now move to deadlift. Thank you, gentlemen. In bronze medal position on deadlift with 240 kilos from Mexico, Juan Santiago. In silver medal position, 252.5 kilos from Japan, Yusuke Satake. And the gold medal on deadlift with 277.5 kilos goes to Ecuador's Renzo Santelices. Well done, gentlemen. Okay, and we now move to the totals. Bronze medal position, 665 kilo total, from Chinese Taipei, Hung Yen Lin. the medal position, with 745 kilos total, from Japan, Yusuke Satake! And this is how close it was, ladies and gentlemen, because the new world champion with 747.5 kilos is from Ecuador. It is Renzo Santelites! Well done, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Ecuador. Thank you, gentlemen. And now please join me in giving them a round of applause as they leave the platform.